God will bless you if you do it. I'm like,
Yes.
oh God, okay.
So get that extra 25%.
God never blessed us more than when we stopped giving altogether. Then we got lots more.
That's true. We speak from truth. Welcome back, Outcast. I'm Dan.
I'm Can.
And this is the Dan and Can podcast. Woohoo!
Yay, woo. We need those little
acquaintance be forgot.
May all acquaintance be forgot and never brought. May old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind. Actually, that's kind of terrible. Just forget everybody you used to know. And never brought to mind. May you never think of them again.
Yes, it's a happy time of year.
I think that is the line. May old acquaintance be forgot.
We'll go over it later. I just had that pop in there.
Oh, okay.
So, anyways, Happy New Year. Did you enjoy your Christmas?
Yes.
We're still a week out from Christmas when we're recording this, but, it's the price we pay to try to be ahead of things. So
we're trying to think of you folks.
She did enjoy it thoroughly. I'm keeping the glasses up on the foreheads so when I can dip down, I don't have to look away. Oh, Christmas was glorious. When we brought out the cake and celebrated Jesus' birthday and sang happy birthday to him. And then we dressed up Bo in a little bit.
Those are the old acquaintance that need to be forgotten and never brought to mind.
So we swaddled him in his little manger scene, and Lainey was playing the Virgin Mother. And
Is that a song?
It's the nativity scene.
No, I mean, is there a song called the Virgin Mother?
Oh, probably.
Oh, you would know. Let's do Our Father. How do we say it? No, not Our Father. I know that one. Hail Mary, Mother of Grace. Have mercy on us.
Hail Mary, full of grace.
Full of grace.
The Lord is with thee. Blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. And blessed is, I can't remember the rest of it. Oh, man, I used to say that one all the time.
Say it really fast and it'll come up.
Hail Mary, full of grace. The Lord is with thee. Blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Blessed is the fruit of thy spirit. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for our sinners now, for the hour of our death. Amen.
For the hour of our death?
Amen.
That's okay.
That was a rosary.
Interesting.
Big beads were Our Fathers, and then the 10 little beads were Hail Marys, then another big bead for an Our Father, then 10 Hail Marys. Big bead, Our Father, 10 Hail Marys. Big bead, Our Father.
How many times do you have to go through that? So sometimes the punishment
there was 5
for your
around
sins.
there. 5 around the big part, and then the part that dropped down was the cross, was the Apostles' Creed. Then there's some beads that were Our Father, Hail Marys, and an Our Father. And then another, what was the other? I can't remember the other prayer. And then you started the 5, the 1 and 10 cycle. Anyways, so Happy New Year.
Going all the way around the rosary would be a punishment that you have to do.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, say a rosary, whatever. So,
anyways, Happy New Year. No rosaries here.
No rosaries, no rosy times here. So we're going to bring in the new year. This is, what is this, Wednesday? Oh, Wednesday.
New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
31st.
Yeah, 31st. So trying to figure out what day of the week it is.
Oh, it would be a Wednesday.
This comes
it's always
out
exactly
on,
Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve are exactly one week apart.
So this is New Year's Eve. Tomorrow is New Year's. So let's keep that in mind when we try to get to know one another here real quick.
Okay.
No ChatGPT. This is all off the top of the shiny dome.
We need to stop using it.
Candy.
As much as possible.
What are some of your most regrettable, want to be forgotten New Year's resolutions that you had in the past? I remember one of mine was I wanted to read the Bible cover to cover in a year.
Oh, yeah. I had that one.
And
but I did actually eventually read it.
I did start, and then it got to be about February, and we started getting into the, because I did some
Leviticus
program. It was read this much in the Old Testament, this many Psalms, and then this much in the New Testament. And if you did this, you'd get through everything in a year. And when I started getting into the Levitical law and all that, it was just like,
that the Leviticus and Numbers are brutal. Numbers is brutal.
Yeah.
Like, what are we reading here?
Numbers.
Just bunches of numbers.
So, yeah, it was bad. Didn't make it. So, cheers to
Why
me.
did that book even get included, I wonder? I mean,
well, it was a legal book. It was a legal book for the Jews.
Somebody in power wanted something from it.
It's like our Constitution.
Probably. Yeah, but everything in the Constitution is specifically necessary, isn't it?
For the law. And remember, the Israelites were following the law, and the law was their book, so this was their legal precedence.
Yeah, fair.
So they had a document to go back to figure everything out.
True. And then the Christians are like, we need to keep that book.
Yeah. Oh.
You know?
Yes, sir.
But they don't keep some of the other ones.
So what about you? You have any that you remember?
Nothing outrageous. You know, the basic ones. I want to lose weight. I want to, I'm going to work out every single day without fail. No grace, I've since learned when you set a goal, I don't do New Year's resolutions anymore, but I set goals when I want to. I still set resolutions or whatever you might call them. I still have goals. Yeah. I set them when I want to, and I do it several times throughout the year. Yeah. And I also do, let's say it's for working out. I would say something more to the tone of, I'm going to work out 20 days out of the month or 25 or something. I give myself mercy and grace. And because if I mess up once, if I say I'm going to do it perfectly, let's say I'm going to work at my goal, my New Year's resolution is I'm going to work out every day for the first year or for that year.
Well,
and on January 25th,
let's put a pin in this real quick, because this is where we're going to start talking about the meat of the program. I don't want to get it all out.
Okay, fine.
So
all right, fine.
We're going to come back to this.
I'll probably forget by then.
So this is the meat of the program that we're going to start with and see where that leads to. So I don't want to get it all out on the table right now.
You wouldn't get it all out on the table. You could let me just finish making my point.
It'd be kind of awkward to start and then just break it up and then come back. And so we'll put a pin and come back and start over on it. So
whatever.
Marriage, 20 years.
Disagree. Agree to disagree. Go on.
Any other resolutions? No,
I didn't make besides, I had reading the Bible.
Because, I
don't know. I didn't have any fancy ones.
Getting back in the gym or working out a lot of times. That, as you can see, was successful.
You've been actually working out with me.
Yeah. I've been doing the sinful yoga.
Yeah, he's doing yoga. I pretty much have worked out through our whole marriage, but you apparently guys don't have to.
Well, that's the Christian way. You women have to keep it nice and tight, so you make your man happy that way. And then
you better stop talking right now, or I'm going to get irritated with you.
Christian men, I'm referring to the Christian standard, and you know what I'm talking about.
Do I?
Yeah, the women have to be this trophy wife presentable at all times.
Dad bod is attractive, and a mom bod? Oh, God, no. I reject all of that.
So do I.
You do.
I do.
But
I do. So, okay. So, let me think here. There was another one I had on Get to Know You. So, not a whole lot of cringy ones that you can think of. Do you have any religious ones you can remember doing? Being more prayerful, or
maybe spending having quiet time, and quiet time. It was time with reading your Bible.
Dedicate
doing that more religiously. Yeah.
Find the first hour of your day. First fruits are not just for finances, people. It's for your time also. So the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is read your Bible for an hour.
I remember that being a thing, right? And I remember getting reprimanded if you wanted to do it later in the day, before you go to bed, which to me, my mind was pretty good before I would go to bed. That was a good time for me to do that. The morning,
Yeah.
I really hated that because I would have to get up earlier than the kids. There's so much to do to try to get done before the kids get up when they were little, especially. And it's just like, this is the last thing I want to do is sit here and be reading this Leviticus about how many donkeys can ride a camel or whatever.
You didn't want it to go out into the patio with a candle and read your Bible with a cup of coffee.
I know you're referring to, and you better stop it. Okay. Nobody knows who that is or what happened. So stop it. Yeah. We're not talking about it. Move on.
Well, we'll get into that a little more.
Oh, so, okay. Oh, all right.
A little different, but not that specific thing, but the general topic. Okay. So with New Year's, well, let's go ahead and play our game. Okay.
Okay. You're all over the place.
Well, I can't.
Get some focus, buddy.
I thought this would make you feel more comfortable.
I'm comfortable when I do it. I'm not comfortable when you do it. You throw me all over the place.
Yeah, when
I bank on your predictability.
Yeah, if I'm out of that, if I'm not that rock, oh Lord.
I'm like, what is happening around here?
So, all right, let's play a game. And today's game is we're going to do top 10 cringiest. No, I'm just kidding. No cringe. We're going to do some of our, let's do some Christian New Year's resolutions. What we think Christians would put down as their New Year's resolutions to do for that year, based on their faith. Okay. So obviously we got the ones we did, Bible in a year, morning devotions, given that first fruits of the day. Say
another one would be like not miss church at all.
Oh, yeah. Perfect attendance at church. Yes. Perfect attendance when the church doors are open. Be more readily available to serve the church. And that's interesting in and of itself, because think about it. When you were told that, what were you were told? Be here for the church, which you could take it two ways, church as people or church as building. And it was actually be there for the church building. The people will be there and that'll be part of it, but you have to be there when the doors are open. So it was more about serving the institution than it was actually serving the community and the people around you. It's completely skewed on what it was. So if the church doors are open, make sure you're there. So you're cleaning the bathrooms, cleaning the grounds, getting everything ready and decorated or whatever, and chairs set up for this event or that event, which, yes, is serving the community, but it's more about being free labor and serving the actual institution.
Yeah, it would be different if it was a place where actually like people who weren't Christian, just people from the community could come in like, unhoused, is that what people say? Yeah. People could come in and get warmth or get some nourishment. Like that would be kind of cool, actually. I would love to volunteer for something like that. Yeah. And that you wouldn't have to be a person that goes to that church to actually serve in there. Wouldn't that be amazing if churches would open up all week long when they're not in use and serve the unhoused population or those who need it for whatever reason?
That costs money.
No, you could get people to volunteer. I would volunteer for something like that.
And the heat and the
You could get people to probably donate food. Take some of the church tithes.
The message is free, but the plumbing is not. So when these people are dropping some monster deuces in the toilets, we got to fix that. That's going to cost us money. So, and the pastor won't be able to get his new Lexus if he's got to constantly be shelling out money for the poor people in town, the unhoused, to feed them. So
the pastor he could still live very comfortably without extravagantly. And then
some
also
of these guys
others.
Only have 2 jets, Candy. Okay. And they need 3.
You can't expect people to ride around with the demons in regular coach. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's us. What other Christian?
That's
Yeah, Kenneth Copeland.
That comes from Kenneth Copeland, yeah.
Yeah.
What other things would be like tithing?
Oh, more diligent with your increase your tithing. I want to bump it up from
tithe off of the gross and not the net.
Yes, very good.
That was a big thing.
The pastor's probably got I bet there's some sermons out there on that Saturday or Sunday before New Year's of, here's some ideas for some new resolutions for you to do. And one of them is tithe off the gross.
You better tithe off. Yeah. God will bless you if you do it. Like, yes. Oh God. Okay.
So get that extra 25%.
God never blessed us more than when we stopped giving altogether. Then we got lots more.
That's true. We speak from truth. So, what other Christian ones would there be?
Maybe start like a small group or a Bible study or have Bible studies with your kids. Yeah. Being more devout, I guess I would say. More devout, less non-devout.
I would even say devout, because devout could be done privately by yourself. You could be at home
more pious. Would that be the word?
But it's more.
Which one is more for visual?
I think this is more being plugged into the actual church. So you're serving the church more than you are serving, again, the community, the people around you. All that.
But I think that there would be resolutions that are private, like read your Bible more, teach your kids more, read more Bible stories to your kids.
Here's one I had was be a better spiritual leader in the house. Be more assertive in my role and diligent with my role as a spiritual leader. Yeah.
Notice a lot of these resolutions, and typically this is what resolutions do anyways, New Year's resolutions, tend to be something that you force upon yourself that you do not want to do, that you are actually resisting. Now, they may be things you really, truly want to do. Like you do want to take better care of yourself or whatever, but let's just talk about the religious aspect of it.
Yeah, we'll get into the heart of it right now and actually get into the episode with this. Okay. Because it's a lot of these resolutions are you put out on yourself, but where is the pressure coming from? You're fitting into some sort of norm of the group that you're in. So if you're not Christian and you're not religious and you're out in the world, you're going to find some secular norms to put you in. So it'd be weight loss, exercise more, parents things.
Eat healthier.
Or
read more books, something like that. Could be fun.
Books, something that a lot of times it's outside pressure that's forcing you into this. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's something that, some people would be like, I want to start a new hobby,
Yeah.
And
see, those would be, I want to do these things, not I should do these things. Yes. You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference between a want and a should. A should is a pressure from outward. A want is a pressure from inward, which is going to be much more successful than one that's pressed on you.
Yeah. So with all these, and I think a majority of them are these pressured onto you type resolutions, especially when you're in that religious mindset, because there are going to be people that are going to be, I want to read the Bible more. But for the most part, when people read the Bible, they're not reading it for insight or anything like that necessarily. They're just reading it for one show and just to say that they did it, but they're not getting the insight they're getting is from what people are telling them what it means. Because if someone were to sit down and truly, I want to read this for what it is, without any outside influence, without Dan and Can telling me what it says, and without Pastor Joe telling me what it says.
I want to know what it actually says.
That'd be something completely different.
And that's really if you do it that way, because that's what happened to me. You do it that way, you're going to deconstruct.
It's going to affect change in your life.
It will. Something's going to happen. But if you don't want to deconstruct it, I'll just read it mindlessly and don't think about what you're reading. Just check it off, like the little boxes that they give you, like the year, read it through it in a year, and you have a little box that you checked. Read that portion. Yeah. If you're just doing it for that reason, you could do it.
Yeah.
Then you could say you read it so many times, but it's like people that have said they've read the Bible, and then I've actually read it to like figure out what it actually is saying. And I'm like, when I listen to them, sometimes I'm like, you have not read it.
Yeah.
You're not paying attention to what it's saying if you don't understand this or you don't know this. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you're going in with rose-colored glasses, and then you already have the information. You're just doing this for...
You're doing, what's it called, exegesis or eisegesis? You're taking what you believe it says and pushing it onto the text instead of allowing the text to just tell you what it says and then starting to understand it from that point. But you got to understand the context, the people. There's a whole lot you got to understand when you're reading it, and most people aren't going to do that work.
So, it's not really to affect much, I would say, positive change in your life. It's more about just
bragging
having
rights.
Bragging rights. Because you remember even with family, I finished finally reading the Bible cover to cover this year. Or how many times do you hear that still in your family? I'm in the process of reading from cover to cover, or I'm in the process of memorizing this book, because I want to know exactly, I want to be able to recite it from heart and how to put it. It's like, that's great. You memorized a bunch of words, but what do those words mean? Like in any book that you read, you could read it and you can just read it for pure entertainment. That's fine. But a lot of times there's a message in there. Are you reading it to figure out what that message is or that lesson to be learned?
Well, and I think another thing with like Bible reading, just even with that alone, you can't just read it and you need to know what is going on. Why was this portion written? Why was this letter? Like, let's take an epistle. Why did this letter get written? What was it for? Who was being talked to? What was going on? What was the context? What was their lives like? You can't really know what's being said if you don't know that stuff.
And here's another big factor on it too, that we learned in deconstruction. Why was this book included?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of books out there that aren't included, that have contradictory, that have a completely different skew. If you put them back in, like the Ethiopian Bible, and you read that for what it is, you're going to have a completely different view.
It's going to change how you understand. Yeah.
What's it saying? So it's
why did it get picked and put in some and not in the others? And why do you think you have the magical one that has it all right? It's insane the way people understand the Bible, thinking that that's the word of God, not realizing how much man has messed with it. Influenced it. That's the right word. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the Bible part of it. Some of this other stuff is actually, I did a TikTok today about, kind of covered this too, of what is the influence. And I was doing a TikTok on a candid conversation from a few weeks ago where we were talking about parenting in deconstruction and how in church, we were parenting to, if we boil it down, our parenting was just basically to teach our kids to be obedient and subjective to authority, answer on the first call, right? That's basically what parenting is. And
that was the highest thing, is teach them to trust God and obey God.
Immediately.
And that would mean trusting us and obeying us
and
first,
trusting
because
pastors and all
trusting your pastors, which anybody who represents God to you would be your leaders. And then eventually you're supposed to do that yourself.
Yeah. So in this video, I was saying, well, that puts the children that you raise up to be servants of the institution. Right?
Yeah, they aren't going to question it. Yeah.
Well, I put in the thing of saying, well, what would you rather? Your children should be in servants to this institution, which in this case would be the Christian faith that you're practicing, or your children to be servants in the world, to figure out where they fit in the world, who they are, what they can do to better and grow
the world.
The world.
What is their unique bend that they bring to the world that could bless us all, Christian or not? What goodness can they bring into the world to help us all? We don't think like that as Christians. As Christians, it's, I need you to trust and obey God so you don't go to hell.
Yeah. And then you serve the church and
then you get other people to agree with you. And
and the seedy underbelly is in that, you're serving the church.
Yeah.
So you're benefiting the church. You're not benefiting humanity in general, although they're going to say, well, if everyone became Christian, that's going to be the greatest benefit to humanity at all.
That's how we used to think.
The Bible is the best gift you'll ever get. Just ask Candy circa 2000 when she's handing off presents to friends.
Okay.
Or Dan circa later 2000s when he's giving a bunch of Bibles to his employees that are graduating high school.
Did you do that?
Yeah, you remember that? We bought them all. So I had 4 or 5 kids that were graduating at the same time, and I bought them all Bibles and wrote them a little note saying, you're going into a tumultuous time in college. This will get you through it.
Don't listen to your professors. They're all lying to you.
This book is one that'll get you through it all.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we both have shady past. But these, to get back
I turned you into
Year's,
a zealot.
I'm sorry. I was a zealous man. But the New Year's resolutions that are about plugging into the church more, getting into a small group, more of a tithe, that's all for not the benefit of you. That all directly, the biggest beneficiary of that is going to be that church building, that institution. Because you're giving free labor, you're giving money, you're giving time.
And then you're also telling your friends and family to come to church there.
Yeah.
It's like a big old marketing, word of mouth. Yeah.
So you get more people to come and all this. And you're told, well, that's your benefit because you're going to be blessed for all this that you're doing. This is good. So you get this like, oh, okay, pat on the back type thing from God that you'll never really feel unless you're completely indoctrinated in it. And then you're like, oh, this is also glorious. I got a cup.
I mean, I won't lie. There were times when I felt very close to God, which is like I had like a euphoric feeling. And then I had times where I felt very far from God. But during deconstruction, I started to think, well, if God's everywhere, how am I closer and farther away? Like, what's happening here? Like, if he's everywhere, when I'm moving over here, how is he not going? I don't know.
Okay,
I started to think about that.
I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit because you're the person that studied the mind more out of the both of us. What is that? Is that a dopamine hit that you're getting because you're doing this?
Or you've worked yourself up into a state, like singing. They do that in church. The songs, certain songs can hit a certain way and they create an emotional state. All it is an emotional state that you've tapped into somehow through using your thoughts, because your thoughts can make you euphoric and your thoughts can also make you very devastated. The thoughts affect your body and your body affects your thoughts. So they kind of go back and forth. So, that's really all it is you're creating an experience by what you're focusing on, which is how that kind of works.
So you're creating your own reward system. You're creating an environment which, if I do this, then this is going to be the feeling I get. So you're creating this reward for yourself by doing this, and in actuality, you're making yourself a slave to the system.
Yes. You're making yourself, a lot of times in these situations, you're making yourself miserable and you're also making yourself happy. Well, it's all based on you. I mean, there are other things that can affect your happiness, blah, blah, blah. Yes. Abuse, those kinds of things that go on in churches. But for the most part, and during day-to-day things, yes, you're creating your bliss and you're also creating your misery by filling the shoulds and doing the shoulds.
But just how fucked up is that? Of your mind to do this. You're creating an environment which you're subjugated to this institution. You are in captivity to it. And now you're going to create this in your mind that as long as you do these things to benefit this institution, the church, that's going to be a reward that you get.
But listen, it's not really fucked up. It actually makes perfect sense. If you are born in it or you are trapped into the system, you will come up with any way to make it feel better. Yeah, you will come up. It's a way to survive.
I'm saying it's fucked up from the 10,000 point view on the outside of it.
It's fucked up that that's what happens and that's what you have to do. But that is what people. And so that's why you can get like zealots and stuff, because we know people who have given up or walked away from their children even, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And they walked away from their children for God, that's what they claim. Now, in order to cling to that, because that feels real shitty if you stop and think about it, you'd feel real low. You'd miss your children. You'd desire that relationship with your children. And since in order to appease that suffering, which is what you will experience, you have got to come up with a story that actually makes you feel better. So I'm doing this for God. And when I do these things, there's a promise that it's all going to be good in the end. And I just have to cling harder. And that's why you get zealots. That's what creates it, to survive.
So on an outside church system, this would be almost like someone that's in an abusive relationship that can't escape for whatever reason. They just don't see any break in daylight to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So then they start.
Yeah.
So they start saying, no, this is all right. If I'm getting abused because I'm doing this, this, and this. So if I follow these set of rules, then I'm going to get rewarded and things will be happy. And my abuser will be happy and they won't abuse me or whatever it may be.
Well, and the worst part of evangelical Christianity is you won't know until you die whether you passed it. You know what I'm saying? For sure. The biggest punishment is hell. So you have to cling to this your entire life. And if you start to doubt it, they've even got traps on that. Like if doubting means you're walking away from God, or you're being lured away by the devil, and it's a sin to doubt and all these things. And so you can't even question your pastors. You can't question. So you dig more and more into it. And if you start to have thoughts while you are reading, like what happens to a lot of us who deconstruct, we start actually reading the Bible and going, what does this actually say? And we start to find the disgusting stuff that's in it, because there's some really crappy things in there, awful things that are done in the name of God. And you can either go, wow, this God, like if you actually read it and think, you're going to go, this God did a really cruel thing. I guess I had a point where I was like, I guess I don't know what good is. I guess I have to just trust that he says it's good that babies were dashed against the rocks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that was good in that case. And I have to just go with that because I don't know. I can't trust my own understanding. Or you go, wow, I don't want to worship that God. He sounds absolutely horrifying. Or you can also go, I think that's totally made up by men who did those things and they didn't want to take the blame for what they did, so they blamed it on God. And that got them out of what they were doing, and they justified what they were doing, the crimes and the sick things they did. I mean, there's different ways you could take it, but if you're trapped in it until you figure out that you can get out, you're going to create ways to make it feel like it's okay. Like I did with like goodness. I guess goodness, I don't understand goodness. And that was pretty early in deconstruction. I was like, well, I guess I don't understand what goodness is. I guess God does, and he knows better. Than his ways are higher than my ways. Didn't take too long before I was just like, wait a second. Yeah. But it's right along. His mercies are new every morning, and love keeps no record of wrongs, or it also doesn't. Love also doesn't insist on its own way. But what does the God of the Bible tend to do? You better do it my way or I'm going to punish you. Like, there's a huge contradiction there.
I'm going to keep a record of all your wrongs.
Yeah.
Because I got this book, when you die, you're going to sit there and we're going to go, like your mom's like, I want to watch the video of my whole life played out in front of me. It's like, do you though?
Do you?
Do you though?
Do you want to see how you parented?
Guy? This motherfucking ultimate judgmental
he's pretty,
guy.
Yeah.
He's not full.
I mean, there's a story in the Bible where they're pulling the Ark of the Covenant, and one of the guys that's walking next to it reaches out to stop it from falling over, and God kills him because he touched it.
don't touch it.
And then people will be like, oh, because it's so holy and he knew he wasn't supposed to touch it. It was an instinct. He was trying to rescue it. Do you really need to kill him for that? Like,
yes.
Then they'll say the law is so much more important. But I think
rules are
the
rules.
whole point of, yeah, see, and that's how they view things. And they view the law as the highest thing. Mm-hmm. But I do think that Jesus's message was the law is not the ultimate. It's love. So you need to be able to set aside the law and put love first. And sometimes that means breaking the law, to love somebody. I think that's what his ultimate message was. But because people don't read the Bible the same way that I would read it, they would come away with, you got to follow the rules. And really, Christianity is very similar to Judaism before Jesus came. Like, what did Jesus change anyways? Just that you don't have to sacrifice animals. Is that all that he actually did? Did he not do anything different? It's just, that's really what it looks like.
Well, you can eat shellfish now and pork.
Yeah. And the one rule, some of the rules that they've changed, you can do this, but you can't do that. You can do that, but no, not that one, cherry picking.
You can't have relations with the like sex, similar sex as you, but you can
wear fabrics of two different.
Yeah. Even though that appears in the same verse.
Yeah. In the same verse. Yeah. And it's like, or the same area. Yeah. And it's just like, okay, well, you don't have to stone your children to death for disobeying you, but you do. Now you're going to spank them with a stick. You know what I'm saying? You're going to beat them with a stick, but you don't have to kill them.
Yeah.
Okay. You can't have multiple wives, but.
Where are you going with this one?
I don't know. Just don't have multiple wives, Dan.
Gotcha. So yeah, I think that's a big issue here with some of these resolutions that come up, especially from the Christian, because you, like we were saying here, you create the benefit in yourself. You say you convince yourself this will benefit me. If I do all this stuff for the church. And in doing that, you say all this, it's going to benefit me. And the pastors will be like, no, you'll be bestowed blessings. But when will all this stuff come to you? Because even the pastors like Copeland and all them, when you put in your tithe money, they're like, oh, that's a seed offering. Sometimes they'll come back and tell you, well, it doesn't necessarily mean financial rewards for you.
Oh, yeah. Hey, they have to do it
You're
that
getting
way.
spiritual blessings out of this.
Because some people weren't getting any. They're like, why am I poorer? I literally am losing. I don't have as much money. Well, yeah, because you're giving it all to the rich guys. Yeah. It's the same as what we're figuring out now in our political world. Like the rich are taken from the poor.
Yeah.
And just getting richer off the backs of the poor. And it's the same thing in the church. It's the same system. They're just getting richer, and you're, these mega preachers, and sometimes not so mega. We had preachers that we weren't in a mega church. I mean, it was maybe 1,000 people. That pastor was living good. Those pastors were living well, way above what we were, you know. And I'm not saying that people can't live better than us. Like, obviously, a lot of people do, but when a lot of your congregation is, when you're making way more than them and they're actually working hard every day, all day, I feel like church, what it really is like a networking place for these businessmen and stuff to like find connection. Because, if you put a Christian symbol or a Christian verse, or you tell your congregation that you have a business, you're going to get all the business in that area.
Oh. And
it's almost guaranteed.
You remember we had one family member that was like, I'm going to buy a car from this place because it had a Jesus fish on it.
Oh, yeah.
And he ended up buying a lemon, but it wasn't that place's fault. It's like, well, no, they're shady business people running that. Yeah. They just put a Jesus fish on it, said we're Christian.
They know that and you don't even have to be a Christian. You put a Jesus fish on something, you put a verse on it, you will get those who believe that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom is a prime consumer for that stuff. Oh, they're Christian. Look at that verse. I'm like, are they though? That also can be a con man.
Yeah. Lord knows that hasn't happened here recently.
Yeah, no, never.
The political area.
But, and Christians sometimes are the most gullible. I was way more gullible when I was a Christian. I'll tell you that much, because I was just so believing of authority, so believing of, those in charge, so trusting, naive,
Yeah, as long as they knew the proper signs and words to say, hey, you fit right in with us.
It sucked right in. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And some of the grossest business people we know.
Oh, yeah.
We went to church with.
That's not, you're not
Whether
wrong.
it be in construction or real estate or anything like that. It was like, oh, I mean, currently some of the people that are the good church going people that there every week are out with predatory loans that we know of in town, manipulating real estate deals and everything like this just to get themselves.
They're chasing money. They're really chasing money more than the care and the love of others. They're chasing money, and that's sad.
They're on their high horse that they're better off because they show up to church every week. It's like, okay. And it's another prime example of just this phenomenon of words compared to actions. Christianity is all about a lot of the words. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't look at what I'm doing.
It is. Yeah.
Look at what I'm saying. And
you can forgive what I do, but listen to what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you know that your kids, you say that to your kids, you know they're going to mimic what you do more than what you say. That's just any parent who's been a parent for longer than, 2 years. Your kids mimic you. They mimic your actions more than they do what you say.
Yeah. Our family's a prime example because we got 4 or 5 that act like me all the time. Drives you nuts.
Not in a bad way. No. They have your wit. I love the things that they have about you that are like you. I love that. And not 4 or 5 of them. All 5 are similar to you in that way. And I do adore that part. So stop acting like I don't like it.
Stop it.
Just when they're being turds. I don't like that. That part's from you too.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
I'm a big turd. So yeah, I think that's part of these resolutions to coming out and that was the mindset we had as religious. It was just all of it was to benefit. And this is the way I see it now, looking back. All of these religious, Christian resolutions that I wanted to that I put forth in my own life wasn't for my benefit. I wouldn't say all of it. I mean, if it was the ones that were tied into giving to the church and all that wasn't for me. I created the benefit for myself. It wasn't God showing me grace and giving me that's the warm hug I wanted for doing this. No, it was me creating that warm hug in my own mind, and I understand that now.
Yeah.
The ones that I did on my own was to puff up my own self inside of them circles. So reading the Bible in a year, being a better spiritual leader. So then my kids, when I show them off at church, everyone can be like, oh, wow, he's got a good family. There are a lot of good arrows in his quiver. That's just to puff up my own ego within the group that I was
arrogance. In. Yeah, you're right.
And, I mean, was that truly a benefit for me then? Or is that just something
that's interesting? Because that was your experience, right?
Yeah.
And you're a white male.
What?
Which they tend to... I'm sorry I had to tell you.
That's just these lights. That's just these lights. They're really bleaching me out.
Yeah, okay. All right, buddy. I feel like, yes, yours were that. And there's probably some arrogant or some ways that puffed me up. But mine were like, read my Bible more or whatever, so I don't snap at my children, so that my children will know that I love them. A lot of it was like, I wanted to be more patient so that I don't snap at my children. Now I'm thinking of some, but I don't know if they were more, were more like, I don't know. I just think there's something different between the male ego and how it's programmed and the female ego.
Let me ask you this, because mine was puffing me up in the male role that the church assigned to us, to be the spiritual leader. Was it puffing
me up in the female role?
The female role was to be more docile, more subjective, more nurturing and motherly. And all the things you're saying is being more patient with my children. So
yeah. I guess it would be an ego boost in that area, but it was also basically humbling yourself way more.
Yeah.
You know, like, don't push back against your husband if you have a disagreement, which we didn't really. I mean, I've always been kind of feisty, but you've never been like. What? Is that an understatement?
A little bit. I've just been a little bit feisty. I have a little bit of spice in me.
I do have a little bit of spice. Just a little bit. A little pinch.
You're about 7 chili peppers of spice. You're a spicy mama.
But, okay, so what's interesting is we were both being told to fit roles where very different than like some men are just really arrogant and they want to beat their chest and say, I'm in charge. And that is not what's natural to you. You do not, if you're going to lead, it's going to be more gentle. It's going to be more kind of pushing from behind rather than dragging people along. Right. Yeah. And I'm not one to just sit there quietly and not voice my opinion. I'm going to say my opinion. So we were actually having to like curb our natural. And I guess they would say that that's actually proper because that is natural, and your natural is sinful. It's your sin nature. You have to go against your sin nature. So I guess in Christianity, they would have said, yes, that was right. And that's what you should have been doing. Yeah. And now you didn't listen to it. And now look where you're at. You're sitting with a sign with a lot of alcohol. Look at that alcohol. It's over there by Dan.
Don't worry about that. Oh, there's a couple glasses and a bottle behind you, too.
What? No. What? No.
Yeah, look behind your shoulder.
Look at that. Look that way.
Who knows what else is behind there?
Look at Mr. Peanut back there or whatever
That's the New Year's baby. Father Time dies off and New Year's baby comes in.
Does he have a pipe in his hand? It's tucked into his bow tie. It looks like it.
No, that's
Never seen a baby smoking a
watch. That's a watch.
Yeah. I really don't think so, Dan. I think he's smoking a pipe.
Okay, now people are going to start zooming in, then they're going to start seeing creases on my forehead that I don't want them to see. So, any hizzle. So, I think, like you're saying, we're trying to fit in these roles. We're puffing up our own selves, which really isn't. I wouldn't say that's a huge benefit to ourselves if we're just puffing up our own egos to establish a higher role or appearance in our church. No, it's not.
It's empty. It's arrogance that has nothing behind it. You're doing it. I guess if you genuinely thought, I think a lot of times I genuinely thought if I would read my Bible more, I would be less feisty, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that I genuinely was naive enough to think this will change my personality. It will change who I am to make me better and more godlike.
And we know people that's the case. When we knew them,
yeah, but they lost their personality.
30 years ago, their personality is completely different than what they are now because of how much they've boxed themselves into this role.
Yeah, but it's like no personality almost.
Yeah.
It's not that pleasant to be, when you get too sucked in, like the homeschool moms that I would be in groups with. Sometimes I was just like, ugh. Yeah. I'm not going to say more. And maybe even there's an arrogance there where I thought I'm better than these people. I know that was going through my thoughts because I was like, these people are, but I was one of them.
Yeah.
I just thought I was better than them, which is arrogance in and of itself, in a different way. So all the New Year's resolutions that we were practicing, a lot of times, they were the basics, lose weight, blah, blah, blah. But also they were the religious ones that, but both the culture pressures you and the church then pressures on top of that.
So let's touch on that a little bit because I think we kind of shit on the church enough with some of the stuff there. The cultural ones aren't necessarily great either. So when you think of the cultural ones, it's lose weight, exercise.
You ugly, you fat, and you lazy. Yeah. So fix it.
So things like that, really go to the gym more, do all this stuff. That's okay. Is that to benefit of you? Yeah, there's some benefit to it. I could lose a couple pounds. I could go and work out more often. That would benefit my health greatly.
These are all good.
I could eat better. That would benefit me greatly. But the goal of it is for this. I'm just trying to fit into the societal norm so
to
that
look better.
So other people can be
so
like,
society will.
You're not so repulsive to look at now.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. You're right. That's what we're doing. And it's a safety. It's a way of, we have this constant desire to fit in because you needed the group. You need the group. We do need community, and so to be part of the group, you do these things so you'll fit in more. If you're thinner, if you eat healthier, if you move more, you're going to be accepted by this group, right? Mm-hmm. That's the problem is that when you're doing those things, like these are all things that I think pretty much all of us who are adults now have had New Year's resolutions of these sorts, right? And yet none of those resolutions, or rarely do those resolutions hold. Now, It doesn't mean that you can't, like I said earlier, I work out all the time, every day pretty much. But I do it now because I know when I move my body regularly, I feel better. Mm-hmm. I actually have a better mood. My body, it's pretty much pain-free because I do these things and I try to stay on top of it because it does benefit me. And when I feel better, I'm better to be around by my family. And when they feel better, they go out into the world and treat people differently. And I treat people differently. Yeah. So now and I eat better because I know certain foods make me feel better. I have more energy. I want to live as long as possible and take care of my body. It's all different reasons. Instead of, I want to be smaller because it looks better, or, I'll be judged less, or whatever the reasons are. Though those are understandable. Those are shoulds. And when you start to do it because you want to do it, makes all the difference in the world. Yeah. Then it can stick.
Man, you must have a clock on you somewhere because you're just flowing right into progressions perfectly here. Because, this is where we should conclude with. It's when you look at the church, and I think, like I said, we shit on the church for a good chunk here, but I think it's a good example for people that are listening, because the same thing falls true for just society in general. There's things that we do and resolutions that we set and these goals that we set just so we fit in and make everyone else happy. And like you're saying here is maybe these resolutions that we set should make ourselves happy.
Yeah. If they make you miserable and others happy, they're not going to stick around. If you're that's just not going to happen.
I mean, you'll have some people that are more narcissistic that might stick around because they're getting the praise and the
maybe it'll last for maybe longer than
because
I mean, it's a known thing that gyms are filled in January and by February they're dead.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
but there'll be people that stick around just because they like the praise and adulation that they're getting from society. That's what they're going for. But
great. Not all, and you're definitely not saying, because there's those who have really flipped. There's really a change happening. Yeah. They like what they're doing. They're doing it for reasons that are beneficial to them. There's something they're getting from it. Now, is it narcissistic and you're getting praise from those around you? That's possible. And there could be a benefit to that because maybe you will live longer and maybe you will be healthier because of that. But you'll also probably be one of those annoying people that are constantly shoving at other people when they're not ready,
But it's also,
but if you're doing it for...
it's unquenchable. Because now I said, okay, look, I'm this big and this skinny right now.
And you might get mad if people don't notice. Like, hey,
so then you got to find that next thing
what I've done
to stick out and get the praise. And because, some people are be like, oh, okay, well, there's Dan again, and he looks the same as he did last week. Hey, you don't get that praise. It's like, okay, well, now what do I got to do? I got to start, doing this. And you're chasing that rush, that endorphin rush.
Well, and it's and that's one reason I don't I did struggle with anorexia when I was younger, but I realized like I don't praise people's bodies. I just don't.
Oh,
I
you
don't
praise mine
go,
all
oh,
the time. You're like, damn.
Crickets again.
I'm sorry. I shared too much. Candy's embarrassed because her true feelings were
Daniel,
let out.
I'm married to you. I'm sure people think I find you attractive. Even your bald head that was just shining into the camera there. I love your bald head. It's okay.
Continue.
I don't even know what I was saying.
We were talking about getting praise and adoration for all the stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you might, for whatever reason, it might stick, but you're definitely not saying. There's definitely people that do it and they're just doing it for themselves. They don't care what other people say. Oh, I was talking about how I won't praise somebody. Like if they lost weight, I usually will not say anything because I also know what that can do to somebody is like they've lost weight. And then when they gain weight, they're scared to be around people again because they're like, people are going to notice. You see what I'm saying? So I just don't say it either way. I don't really notice, honestly, to be honest, I don't notice a lot because I spend my time trying to look at people's eyes, their face, rather than like checking out what their body looks like. So that's just
you're
something.
Always looking at my chest.
Here we go again. Do we need to do the crickets again? Cringe. We need to have a button for just outright cringe. And it's going to be beeped on you so many times.
Yeah, the whole episode will be beeps. Anyways.
We're not a cringe podcast, Dan.
Yeah, we are.
We can have some cringe. No, we're not.
The Dan and Can Cringe Cast.
No. I'm not part of it. This is my last episode.
I'm done. I retired. Hanging up my headphones. But I think kind of that whole thing where you're saying that going for the praise it's that dopamine hit that gets people addicted to it. So then you're just going to permeate that want and that desire for that person to constantly chase that dopamine hit.
Yeah.
And when they're not getting it, they're going to slink back and be like, oh, okay, and regress. And more times than not, when people go on diets, they gain more weight.
Yeah, diet. Yeah, everybody knows that. I mean, most people know that diets. Well, and the thing is, here's the thing. When you make a resolution, first of all, you need to ask yourself, is this a should or is it a want? Is this something I really want? And why do I want it? Or why should I do it? Now, there might be things that are should, like, let's say your doctor says like, hey, your numbers are really bad in this area. Like you need to, let's say it's like blood sugar or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like you need to, watch your sugar intake. Okay. All right. Maybe it's a should. Do you want to feel better? Mm-hmm. See if you can switch it into a want and then ask yourself, why do you want it? So I can live longer, so I can feel better, so I can be there for my grandkids or whatever it is, and then make it doable. Don't make it extreme. Don't say I can never have sugar ever again in my life. You're going to crave sugar like crazy if you do that. Don't say I'm going to go to the gym every single day, and be there for 45 minutes every day. You're not going to do that. If you're going from not doing it at all to, now you can have goals like,
you'd be
hey,
I want to run
a
personal trainer.
Why?
Just be like, oh, you're not going to do that.
Well, I'm just being honest. I would
Here's
be more realistic.
I'd set up for you for this, but you're not going to do that. So
okay, because I wouldn't set up a program that's ridiculous. I would say you're going to start with moving your body. If you've not worked out at all, you're going to start with moving your body 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week. You're going to start there, and then you will naturally. Like there was a chunk where I wasn't. Oh, it was after I broke my leg. Where I wasn't working out anymore because I had to stop so long. And to get back into it, I would just say 5 minutes a day. I'm going to do 5 minutes. And I gave myself like 10 days of the month that I could skip. And I rarely skipped at all, if ever. I think I went like 6 months straight. Well, I mean, this was after as I was getting back into moving again. And then I kept a little chart. I would exit. I would put a calendar up, put a little X on it. Dan, I'm not letting you distract me this time. And sometimes I would have 1 day off. Sometimes I'd have 5 days off in the month, but I had those leeway. I had those grace days, whatever you want to call them. And that helped me stick to it. And then eventually I added more than 5 minutes. I went to 10 minutes and, and now I do about half an hour, and it's good enough. And there are days still when it's busy and I'm like, I got 10 minutes. I'm just going to squeeze 10 minutes in here. I'm going to get a quick walk in or something. And that works. It keeps me feeling strong and, I don't know. I had to do this with like our son. He goes without drinking soda. We don't have soda in the house ever, but sometimes when we go out to eat, he'd have a soda.
Yeah. Holidays.
And what he would do, and at the holidays sometimes, and he, would say like, I can't have any soda because, he'd put this rule on himself. And I said, no, give yourself like so many cheat days. That's what I call them. Yeah. And so then he was able to do it. And he's like, I'm going to use one of them now. And then I'm going to wait, So he was then more intentional when he used it. And so do that with all of your resolutions. Like, start small. One of the biggest things, if you want to develop a habit, you got to start small. Start small, and then it will start to snowball and it will trickle into other things. When you start moving more, you want to eat better. And when you're eating better, you're caring about your sleep and you're sleeping better and you care about the other bad you know what I'm saying? Things just start to roll. And then you're actually living a whole life that is beneficial to you, healthy. You're caring for yourself again. You're caring for your body, but it starts small. It don't just do these big, huge things. And if you notice, they don't work because if you have to make the same resolution year after year, it doesn't work. And that's really where we were with religious things and non-religious things. And now I just make a resolution whenever I'm feeling like something's got to change. I'm having the desire to do so, and I will do it, and I will start small, and it will be doable, and I will enjoy it. So.
Yeah. And I think, like we said, just to reiterate to close here, make it a want, not a need, or
not a should.
Should, yeah.
Because somebody else told you to. But figure out if it is a should, because your doctor told you to, figure out how you can turn it into a want.
Because if you do it as a want, you're going to be more apt to follow through with it.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of human beings. When you want something, you're going to go for it. When you have to do something, when you're told you have to do something, you're going to start finding excuses why you can't. And Candy can list off 500 excuses I give her every time we have to go and do our exercise at night.
As you can see, he's still doing it as a should. But I will tell you that also when you do that, you need to remember to make it enjoyable in some way. So find a way, like, let's say it is move more. Don't make it like I'm going to have to work out so that I'm doing a terrible workout that I hate. Find something you enjoy doing. And then maybe, if it's walking, find an audiobook that you only listen to when you go for your walk. So you'll look forward to it, or find a podcast that you'll only listen to. Maybe this podcast, I don't know, when you walk or when you're doing something. You see what I'm saying? Like, combine it with something that you really enjoy. If it's something that you may not like as much. Same with I do that with sometimes when I'm cleaning the kitchen, I put on something I like to listen to, and it makes it way less. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
So things like that.
So we got that. So shoulds versus wants. And the hidden benefit from this is, one, you're going to want to do it more. And it's going to be something that's probably going to benefit you. You're probably not going to create a want that is going to be to your disadvantage. I want to give away half of my income to my enemy. You're probably not going to do something like that. So you're going to do something you want, which is going to increase your aura, your
energy.
Your energy.
Yeah.
Which
the
then is going to
benefit
everyone around you.
Yes.
The church and the social systems have it backwards. They think that if you put all this into them, then it's going to benefit the world around them. But it doesn't. It just stays with them. It's trickle down economics. Sounds good.
Actually,
but in practicality, it doesn't work. But if you focus on yourself and do what you want, that energy is going to come out. And the only thing that's going to happen from positive energy coming from you is it's going to spread to people around you, and it's going to increase the world around you, your environment that you're in. People are going to look forward to seeing you. They're going to be like, even if it is, hey, I want to lose 10 pounds and I'm going to do it by walking and listening to my audiobook, people are going to, and you're starting to do it, and you're going to start feeling better about yourself, and you're going to feel like you've accomplished things, you've hit milestones, you're enjoying this, and your energy is going to increase.
Yeah.
People are going to be like, not necessarily saying, wow, you lost 10 pounds, but just more of, wow, he's
confident. He seems really, he's positive. He's, more happy. That's something. And I just thought of something to share real quick is if you're trying to turn it into if it's a should, like maybe you should lose weight or you feel like you should because, you just, whatever. You can turn it into a want by saying, I want to feel better in my skin. I want to be more confident. Then just allow your subconscious to kind of come up with ideas and get creative. Be creative. Like, what will help you feel more confident today? Maybe it's wearing something that makes you feel good. Then you might notice that you're wanting to walk a little bit more. Or you're going to take the stairs, or you know what I'm saying? There's a whole endless list of ways you could do it, and it can be unique to you. And just instead of doing, I should like do these things, focusing on behavior. Focus on how you want to feel. That would be ideal. Like make your resolution about, I want to feel more positive this year. I want to feel more hopeful this year. Then you're going to come up with lots of ideas. So maybe that should be the takeaway.
Yeah.
Make your resolutions. If you're going to do it, or whenever you make resolutions, whether you do it now or, June, make a resolution on how you want to feel and then work backward from that.
And I think we're kind of focusing a lot on some of this personal health and all this, but a resolution could be, I want to do this hobby or something like this. And from the outside looking in, it's like,
that would be how I want to feel more fulfilled.
Yeah. So
more creative.
People on the outside be like, well, how's that going to benefit? I started 5-6 years ago brewing beer because I got a kit for Christmas.
Yeah.
And people would be like, well, how is that going to benefit the world in general? It just made me happier. I enjoyed doing it, not because I was drinking the beer and got happier that way. No, it was
no, because you'd rarely drink.
I just enjoyed the creation of this and learning something new and learning
you
new
learned
hobby.
A new skill.
Yeah,
and you found it fun and you like playing around with it and just seeing if you can get it to taste better or smoother, or
and
it's stuff like that, and that made you happier. It made you enjoy home even more because you're like, oh, I could do that, and that's something. It just you watch less TV because you're doing that, just all sorts of things that can flow from that. So focus on the emotion. You want to be more creative? Get a hobby. What kind of hobby you want? Then you start asking yourself questions. It's make it more of a process than, oh, I guess I got to get a gym membership now and just get on the treadmill and, no, do you like playing basketball? Maybe join a basketball group, or do you like, want to play you want to move more? You want to play pickleball? There's all sorts of things you could do.
You want to learn how to crochet? Learn how to crochet.
Yeah.
You want to,
it's fun.
Just whatever. You figure out something you want to do, and people will be like, well, that doesn't benefit anyone. It's like, well, watch and just see what kind of
it makes me
vibe you
feel
start
better,
putting
which
out
does
afterwards.
flow out.
So,
yep.
All right. Well, before we go, I promised at the beginning we'd read the lyrics. So you ready for this? This is the English translation from the Burns original Scots verse. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot, an old lang syne? I don't know what that means. For auld lang syne, my dear, for auld lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for auld lang syne.
Look up lang syne. Spell it for me.
Lang space. It's 2 words. Auld
lang
is
syne.
AULD, lang, LANG, and syne, SYNE.
Okay, it came up. Let's see. Auld lang syne is a famous Scots poem and song meaning old long since or for old time's sake. So say it again and now put in for old time's sake.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old time's sake?
For old time's sake.
For old time's sake, my dear, for old time's sake, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old time's sake. And surely you'll buy a pint cup, or surely you'll buy your pint cup, and surely I'll buy mine, and we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old time's sake. For old time's sake, my dear, for old time's sake, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old time's sake. We too have run about the slopes and picked the daisies fine, but we wandered many a weary foot since old time's sake. For old time's sake, my dear, for old time's sake, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old time's sake. We too have paddled in the stream from morning sun till dine, but seas between us broad have roared since old time's sake. For old time's sake, my dear, for old time's sake, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old time's sake. And there's a hand, my trusty friend, and give me a hand o' thine, and we'll take a right good will draught for old time's sake. For old time's sake, my dear, for old time's sake, we'll take a kindness yet for old time's sake.
Okay. Thank you.
Does that clear it up for you?
Not really.
What it cleared up for me is I can't read with one eye blurry.
Well, you did pretty good. Good job on your reading, honey. We're proud of you.
I was listening to a podcast the other day. It was Daniel Tosh, and he had it was a woman on that was a special ed teacher, but she got her eye poked out by her brother when they were kids.
Oh. So she doesn't have an eye?
And she was talking about reading. She goes, she's a horrible reader. And because the depth perception and all this, so she has to read with either a reading stick going across or with a paper that she pulls down as it. Now, that's making sense to me now.
Yeah, it's a trick that you use for little kids, or when you're teaching them to read, you can do that at first.
But it's a visual.
So you might want to do that. Yeah, you might have to. Or even try covering your one eye.
Yeah.
Does that make it easier?
A little bit. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. You take your eyes for granted, I guess, huh?
When you have two of them, yeah. For people, we haven't mentioned this, I got a bad cataract in this eye. So I can't see much of anything but shapes and colors. And yeah.
He had an eye injury a while back, and it's time to get it fixed.
Surgery in January, so hopefully. Anyways, if you're listening on YouTube, please go up, give us a like, subscribe, and follow. We'd appreciate that greatly. And if you got a moment, just give us a comment too. We love hearing the comments. We're kind of getting good traction going on YouTube, so we're appreciating that. So get on there and watch us with all our creative backgrounds. If you're listening on a Spodcast or Spapple, Spotify or Apple streamer, give us 5 stars on those. That helps us out there a ton. It helps boost us and push us out some. And leave us a comment there also. We enjoy seeing the comments. We reply often to the comments. Getting better at that. That's my New Year's resolution, to reply quickly.
Do you want to do that?
I enjoy replying to them.
Even you do, because ones. you want to feel more accomplished in what we're putting out here.
Yeah.
Right? You want to feel more like you're engaged in what we're building. Yes.
Even the negative comments, because then my smart ass comes out.
Sometimes he chuckles and he'll be like, listen to this one.
And then I read my response. I get a kick out of it. So if you can do that, it's great. Go down below. We have our links down there, danacan.com. It's down there. You can click on it, go right there. It takes you to everything. A couple of them we broke out. If you want to see what we're doing, going on, Candy's got going on and all that. So click on all that. We'd appreciate that greatly. But enjoy your day today. If you're listening when this comes out on New Year's Eve, enjoy the festivities responsibly. There's no excuse for DUIs nowadays with Uber.
No.
So
no. Be smart, please.
Yeah, get that Uber and be smart with what you do and enjoy it however you want. Feel free to do what you want.
Yeah. But just remember how you want to feel tomorrow. So keep that in mind.
If you get to be our age, that
just remember. I mean, or you'll just suffer, and that's fine too. You'll remember.
If we drink moderately heavily, we just know that the next day's written off. There's not going to be much done at all. And the day after could be in question too.
Oh my God.
So we have to be careful in how we celebrate. It's great. So yeah, enjoy it. Bring in the new year. Have fun. And then set your resolutions. And we will put a list out of what you should do.
Do what you want.
Do what you want. Create what you want. And it doesn't have to be tomorrow by any means. Whenever it feels good to you, do it. So
Christians would hate this statement. Do whatever feels good.
Yeah.
Just kidding. That's not good, the advice. No, that's not the advice we're giving.
So,
but,
Anywho. All right. Well, that's all we got for you, Outcast. So tune in next time. We're going to get into some deep topics through January. Well, maybe. We think they're deep. Maybe they won't be. We'll find out.
There are things that interest us because we want to talk about it. All right.
That's right. So, anywho, deuces. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye.